What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Double T Gaming, and today is a sad day if you're a fan of the Pokemon anime. If you don't know, I put out a video a couple weeks ago. It was my initial reaction seeing this little preview for an upcoming episode of Pokemon, an episode that came out today. It was called Farewell Ash Greninja, and it was my initial reaction to seeing a little picture of Greninja and Ash hugging in a way that looks like they're saying goodbye. And everybody jumped to the conclusion that there is going to be a breakup of them. Ash is gonna release Greninja, and that's gonna be it. And well, you weren't wrong if you assumed that. Just gonna give a quick little summary of the episode if you didn't see it. If you didn't see it, turn away. Spoilers. You probably already know Greninja got released, but it began with Ash releasing Goodra because we saw that coming. He was gonna go back to the wetlands. I feel like Goodra never got his due diligence in the episodes, and recently. The last time we really saw Goodra put up a good fight was when he battled Clement in the 4th gym badge or whatever. I think it was 5th. But in the league, he didn't really do that well. He drew with a couple people and then got knocked out by one-hit KO guillotine by Bisharp against Alon. And we didn't really see him do much in the Team Flare arc either. So Goodra is a really powerful Pokemon. I just feel like Noivern, they just didn't get their fair share of everything because everything just got a little bit rushed at the end of it. And they didn't get each Pokemon a time to shine. But either way, it's sad to see Goodra go. I feel like he's more like a Charizard type Pokemon when Ash can call on whenever he needs to. But I feel like where the anime is going, you're never going to see Goodra again, along with every other Pokemon Ash has right now. But that's something else. The actual last episode of XYZ is going to be next week. I'll get more in depth of that in a sec. But they were just all kind of walking in the forest after we released Goodra, and then this vegetation came up. It was vegetation that looked like the ones that attacked Lumio City from Team Flare. And then Ash and Greninja used their power or whatever to look into Kalos, pretty much. And they saw that the vegetation is still, alive down there. So there's still issues going on. And then the Team Flare professor, I think his name is Ursoc, I'm just calling him Ursoc, came in and turns out he was just collecting Zygarde cells. I don't think those two are connected. I don't think the vegetation appearing and Ursoc appearing are connected at all. Because I feel like what Ursoc was doing was not related to the vegetation at all. He was just collecting the cells, trying to get 100% full of Zygarde again. But anyway, they ended up stopping Ursoc, and it was a pretty epic way they did it. They all kind of jumped off of a cliff, and we learned this a while ago, but Greninja and Ash have an ability to do sight sharing, kind of like Latios and Latias do, where they get see through each other's eyes. So they were doing that, and they all kind of jumped off, and Greninja all caught them when they were in the air. It was pretty cool. You have to watch it. Can't really explain it. But they stopped Ursoc, and then Squishy showed back up. Zygarde, Bonnie's Squishy. And basically was like, Greninja, I need to talk to you for a sec. So they all went deeper into the forest, and it was Squishy and Z2 were there. And they were like, there's still threats looming at Kalos, and we need your help to stop them. So Greninja and Ash said their final goodbye. They handshake, gave a hug. Ash started crying. We don't really see Ash cry that much in this series. That was good to see. And then Greninja just went off with Squishy and Z2. He just went off with them, and I feel like that's going to be the last we see of him for a while, if at all. But that was just an episode summary of it. The actual last episode, once again, is going to be next Thursday. I believe that's October 27th. October 27th. That's going to be the actual last episode. It's going to be called, Until We Meet Again or something. Pretty much every last episode of every region is related to that, is related to the words Until We Meet Again. And most of the time, majority of the time, they do not meet again, except for the case of Misty, May, Dawn. That's the only ones they met again. But other than that, I'm going to go more in depth with the ending of XYZ next week and the meaning behind it, because I personally feel, spoiler to my opinion about it, I personally feel that the XYZ anime has been the best anime of Pokemon they ever released. I don't care about the first season. I don't care about the Sinnoh season. This has been by far the best. There's just been so many. I'll talk about that next week. Besides losing the Kalos League, they did nothing wrong here. They did nothing wrong. But anyway, I think it was about 40 episodes ago, at the beginning, no, near the end of the XY series, when he was about to battle Olympia, Olympia made a prediction saying that Ash and Greninja, when Greninja was still Frogadier, would go to new heights no one's ever seen before. They would change Kalos. They would save Kalos from the green fire or whatever it was. So throughout all of XYZ, I was waiting for this prediction to unfold. And at the end of the Team Flare arc, episode 44, the hour special they came out with, I just feel like Greninja didn't play as prominent as a role as I thought he would in saving Kalos. All he did really was just use that shuriken to show where Chespin was inside the mechanical Zygarde. But other than that, the 100% full power Zygarde pretty much did everything. And all the gym leaders and all the champions or whatever, They did all the work too, and I just feel like Greninja didn't stand out to be different than anything else. So that's what I kept waiting for, and it just never came. And now I guess this is the way of accomplishing that prediction, having that prediction come true, that Greninja is going to go off with Zygarde, who is classified as a Pokemon of Order, like the Guardian of Order and all that stuff for Kalos. And Greninja is going to become a Guardian Pokemon for Kalos region as well. But I guess the fact that, okay, totally unrelated note, in the Sun and Moon games, the stats for Ash Greninja form are incredible. They're better than Mega Evolution. They're in like a legendary tier if you do that, if you want to talk about it like that. They're incredible. His attack, his special attack, his speed, they are all so high. And I guess that's related to him being in the show as such a legendary type Pokemon. If he's leaving with Zygarde, if Zygarde entrusts so much power into Greninja, trusts him so much to help guard Kalos, then I guess it's bittersweet, but I'll take it. I'll take it. It shows that Greninja was a great Pokemon. He should not have lost the Kalos League. Maybe the reason he lost the Kalos League is because it wasn't like a life or death situation like it was for the everything else. You know, maybe he just wasn't pushing himself because he knew that it wasn't a big deal. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just spitballing ideas while he lost that, because now that's next week. Say that for next week. Double T. Say that for next week. But Ash, throughout all of his travels, he's always had that one Pokemon on his team that's been iconic in every region. For Johto and Kanto, he had Charizard. Well, he had Charizard for a little bit of Johto, but he was still a part of that Johto team. So he had Charizard. Everyone knew about his Charizard. In Hoenn, he had Sceptile. In Sinnoh, he had Infernape. I'm not going to count Unova that much because Unova was kind of like a soft reset for Pokemon. This is the first generation. That was the first generation. He had all 3 starters besides Kanto, and didn't put any of them into their final evolution. I think, Tepig evolved once, and that was it. Like Oshawott and Snivy didn't evolve at all. Unova was a waste of 3 years of my life. I didn't even watch it. But I did watch. I watched Ash vs Giovanni, but that was pretty much it. But throughout all of his travels, he had that one iconic Pokemon on his team. And this Kalos team, it was going to be Greninja. It was Greninja, and everyone knew about Ash Greninja form. It was trending on Twitter a couple times. Ash Greninja form was. When that Kalos leak happened, it was like everywhere. It was all over the internet. It was on a Yahoo News article and everything. It was incredible to see how much of an effect this Pokemon has. It hasn't been since. It's probably since Charizard has there not been a more iconic Pokemon on Ash's team than Greninja. But it's the first time he's actually released one of these starter Pokemon you can get, and I just don't know why they would I don't know why they would write that in. I'm speechless. I don't know. I can't think of one reasoning behind that. I guess they didn't want him to just be another Pokemon that he leaves at Oak's lab, but at least let him give up his Ash Greninja power to save Kalos instead of just giving him up personally. I would have rather seen him lose his Ash Greninja power than just to release Greninja. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my opinion about it. Because I would love to see him go on to Oak's lab, and maybe not Oak's lab. Maybe send him somewhere with Infernape and Sceptile and have them all go train together. But now, that's it. I feel like just Pokemon's in such a decline right now. The anime's in such a decline. It reached a peak with this XYZ series. After this, it's just going to go all downhill from now. Because I'll admit, a couple more trailers have come out from the Sun and Moon anime, and it looks clean, it looks fresh to me, it looks interesting. I'm going to give it a shot. I love the Z-move thing. I love that Pikachu is actually getting a unique thing. But other than that, it's going to take me a long time to get used to this new animation style. And actually, Ash is now 11 now in the Sun and Moon anime. He turns 11 because you have to be 11 to participate in all that trial stuff in Alola. That's something for another video probably, but will we see Greninja in the Sun and Moon anime? He's such a big part of the games, and it's pretty much the fact that Ash is now somewhere in the games. I feel like he's gonna appear somewhere in the Sun and Moon games, but will Ash Greninja ever appear again in the Sun and Moon anime? I doubt it. I hope so. I really, really do, but I just don't think he's gonna be there. And if this is the final goodbye for Ash and Greninja, I feel like they should have done a lot more. I feel like it needed to go out with him finally beating Mega Charizard, but that's not gonna happen. I don't know. I just don't understand. I don't see the path they're going now right now. Why they would do this? Why they would change everything about the anime? Why would they release every good Pokemon Ash has ever had? This has been Ash's best team he's ever had. All these different Pokemon. Granted, he has 3 flying types on his team, but it doesn't matter. They're all at their final evolution. They're all incredibly strong. They've all had their moments to shine, except for Noivern. Noivern never really shined that much. He actually got knocked out in the first minute of almost every episode lately. But that's beside the point. This has been his greatest team, and he already released 2 Pokemon from his greatest team. He's released 2 Pokemon in the same episode. God bless. But I can't see any solid reasoning behind why they would let Ash Greninja go. It hurt. Like, I'm not going to say it. I felt really bad. I didn't cry because I knew it was coming. I felt worse when I first saw the image. That's when I shattered a little bit. But I guess it was an okay way to say goodbye. Him going off with Squishy and Z2 and like guarding Kalos or whatever, but it's still tough. It's still tough. He's been there for 3 years. The XY anime debuted on October 17th, 2013. It is now October 20th, 2016, so it's been a solid just about 3 years on the dot of Froakie, Ruggidir, and Greninja, Ash Greninja, and now he's got to say goodbye just like that. XYZ has been incredible. It's been a heck of a ride. I'm going to go more in depth with that next week, but it is so sad to see Ash Greninja go. I feel like it's going to ruin the anime for so many people. I feel like so many people are not going to want to watch this anymore. They're not going to want to watch Sun and Moon because of the direction this anime is going. Just the looks of Sun and Moon is not that appealing to people, but especially with what they were doing with Greninja and the awesome power that he had, to have that all just taken away in a single episode is tough to handle for a lot of people. I'm just ranting right now because I'm depressed about it. I'm sad about it, and I hoped it would end a different way. I really, really did. But I'm gonna save a lot of this for next week's video about this when it actually ends. October 27th, the end of Pokemon X, Y, and Z. There's gonna be a special about the XYZ anime. I think it's called something to do with Yveltal or whatever that legendary is called. I forget what the special is gonna be called. But either way, I'm gonna miss Greninja. He's probably one of my favorite Pokemon just because of his awesome power and the fact that he was such an iconic thing. Like, literally after the Kalos League, there were articles on articles on articles on Yahoo News, on Yahoo's front page about Ash Greninja and everything that's happened with Pokemon, how it's been amazing. And then that first Sun and Moon trailer dropped, and then it was... But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people were pissed off because they were already commenting on my other video about Ash releasing Greninja, my speculation about it. And now that it's actually happened, I want to know. I want to know what everyone's thinking. Discuss it in the comments. Have some theories, maybe what's going to happen, give everybody some hope. But it's going to be tough to deal with for a while, especially next week. We're not going to see him. Not going to see him probably forever, but at least, hey, at least he's in the Sun and Moon games. That's a bonus. I'll take that. He's in Sun and Moon. Maybe one day he'll be in Pokémon Tournament. I don't have that game, but I'd like to see him in there too. Ash Greninja 4 in Super Smash Bros. And the Nintendo Switch. Put him on the Nintendo Switch. But either way, it was a rough morning. It was a rough morning. But thank you guys for watching. This is Double T Gaming. If you like this video for some reason, smash that thumbs up button. If you agree with me, if you understand me, if you watch this video all the way to the end, hit that subscribe button. Let me know who my real fans are, who my real friends are. And let's talk Pokemon. Let's do it. Do it in the comments. I want to know. Next week's video is going to be great. I'm going to put a lot of editing into it. I'm going to make it memorable for those who've loved XYZ. And I'll see you guys in the next video.